Well, good afternoon, I guess, since it's noon, right? Well, hello. Hi, Bam. This is Dr. Renee, and today I am going to start my daily Periscope show called Renee's Remedies, and I hate the angle of this phone. Okay, there's better. Hi, Tamdi. Renee's Remedies, if you have been to my YouTube channel, you know that I started Renee's Remedies sometime last year, and I was doing Renee's Remedies on my YouTube channel, and it would just be short little vignettes, and they were remedies about anything. So it wasn't just health, but it was business related, whatever I felt was something that could help you. So I thought, and actually no, I will say, my boy, he's not my boy yet, but he's going to be soon. Mario Armstrong, whom some of you may know from the Today Show, it has Periscope on his Periscope stream. And I was like, oh, I could do Renee's Remedies over here on Periscope. So I'm going to bring this to you every day, and we can kind of figure out what time. Thank you for all the hearts. Please make sure you share with your Twitter and with your followers so that everyone can get in on this. So basically, my whole mantra is I want everyone to live the life they deserve. So I want you to have health, wealth, and happiness. So in order to have that, there's so many things that, come into play with that. But I have been blessed to be a resource of a lot of information and network with a lot of people. And I want to bring that, and I want to help people. That's all I've ever wanted to do is help people. That's why I became a medical doctor, because I want to help people. And I want to help you to live the life that you deserve. So through Renee's Remedies, hopefully I can give you little vignettes that'll help you. And also I will, and if you want further help, you can always hire moi to work with you, and I can help you, and I can help, and through helping you, I can, introduce you to my network of people, etc., etc. So this is the first episode of Renee's Remedies. Today we're going to talk about networking tips, and really, I'm going to keep it really simple. Thank you, Ella. Hi, Ella. Okay, so networking, I've been called the master networker. I've been called the queen of networking. Networking is so very important in any business. So as a medical doctor, and some people know that I have an entertainment company that I've had for 10 years. In all facets of my life, networking has been important. As a child, networking was important to get, summer jobs or stuff like that. So networking is very important. So my very first tip in networking, and I cannot stress this enough, whatever you do not tweet, email, connect on LinkedIn with someone and immediately ask them for something. Try to provide some sort of value to the person. And providing them value first will get your foot in the door, and they'll get to know you. And then they might just offer to help you without you even asking for it. See, Bam agrees with me, and Bam runs one of the radio stations, one of our local radio stations here in Chicago, and I'm sure she runs into this all the time. So I'm going to give you a great example, and I'm glad Ella's on. And actually, I text Paul, so we'll see if he comes on too. But Paul Carrick Brunson, for those that don't know, please look him up. But Paul, a couple years ago, had a show on OWN called Lovetown USA. But before that, so Paul, he has First Degree to Me or something, I think was the name of his company. But he's a black matchmaker. He's like the modern day Hitch. So someone told me about Paul, and he was on Twitter, and he was doing matchmaking. I'm like, matchmaking on Twitter? Wow. So I started following him. So then he started appearing on a lot of talk shows. He was on Ricky Lake, Dr. Drew. I mean, he was just on all these talk shows all the time. And he would tweet about it. So I would always retweet it and, make sure people watch, share with them and stuff. And thank you for all the hearts. And so then, so I always retweeted that. And then Paul wrote a book. So I started retweeting. I Facebooked about the book. I told everyone. And then he did a book tour. I encouraged everyone, every stop, not just in Chicago where I am, every stop. I was encouraging people to go to his book tour, to his book signing. Well, Paul recognized all of this. And so Paul and I met in person the year the book came out. No, yeah, the year the book came out, we met in person and we had a long conversation, and it was just, just talking, and he actually I thought he was going to be matchmaking me, which would have been fabulous. But he actually was giving me great information to help me further my career, my business. So that was awesome. Well, then, and like I said, don't ask people first, So I'm just, I'm, like I said, just retweeting. He recognized all of that. And when some opportunities came up with his company, he asked me, if I could work with him, which was awesome, right? And it's a whole, actually, I'll tell you. The other thing you want to do is sometimes you have to work for free before you get paid. And Ella wrote a fabulous article. I believe it's on blackenterprise.com. And Ella, please feel free to throw that link up about this. So I worked for Paul for free for a couple months. And then next thing you know, I got paid to work for Paul. And so now I've worked for him for free and I've gotten paid now. Well, now I can ask Paul for something, you know what I mean? Because now I've shown that I am worth something to him, I've brought value to his company, value to him, etc. So I have the Ask Dr. Renee show, and one of the very first people I invited on the show, when I started the show, I emailed 5 people because I was going to convince myself that I wasn't going to do the show. So I invited 5 people, and one of those 5 people was Paul Carrick-Brunson. And of course, he was on the show, and you can check out that episode on my YouTube channel as well. Ask Dr. Renee is my YouTube channel, and he was on my show. And Paul has a Twitter following of over 100,000 people, and his Facebook page has over 100,000 people. And he shared the information of him being on my show on all of his social media. So that was, of course, great for me. And like I said, this was a way that, I provided him with value. So then he was willing to provide me with value, right? So it's a two-way street. And now, we're cool. I can text him, I can call him, whatever. So that's my first example. That's just one example. But I think that if people keep in mind that you should provide value to people first, I'm telling you, it will take you very far. People, especially if you're trying to reach somebody that's on a higher level than you are or whatever, if you help them out, they'll recognize that and they will help you out if they're good people. But, I just like to believe that everyone's a good person. Call me naive and positive Polly, but that's what I like to believe. My second tip is know who people are. Now, like I said, I have an entertainment company and I have had it for 10 years. You handing your CD, your book to the talent is pointless. Pointless. Lamar Tyler wrote a fabulous book. I highly suggest you go to his website and get it. The Gatekeepers Are Gone. I believe you can get the book on blackandmarriedkids.com. Somebody from BMWK, please tell me if I'm right or wrong about that. But he wrote that book, and that book was really good, but it's the truth. The gatekeepers are gone. So if you find out, and this is important, you have to find out who the right person is to talk to. So if you're a blogger and you would like to network with a certain company, or, you want to talk to a company about possibly partnering with them or something, know the right person to network with. So that might mean you have to Google search the company and look at their company profile and look at the people and see what they do. For bloggers, you're probably you want to talk to the public relations and media relations departments. If you're an artist, and you want to try and get signed to a label, then you probably need to look at the A&R department. If you are a nonprofit and you're trying to talk to, as far as media, you want to look at the community relations departments at the different TV stations and radio stations, because they're the ones that are going to help help in the community. So nonprofits and charity. You have to read liner notes if you're an artist, and, you need to contact the producers and know who they are. And it's amazing. I would tell you another quick story. I was working with an artist, And I thought she would be a very good fit for So So Def, which is Jermaine Dupri's label, right? So I went to an event where I knew that some So So Def people would be there. And I made sure I made sure I knew who the people were. So when I saw them, I would know them. And I ran into Mr. Michael Malden. Now, anybody that watched Unsung this week on TV1 with Escape, you saw Michael Malden. And I went up to him and I said, "Excuse me? Do you," and he thought I was saying excuse me because he was in my way. But no, I was saying excuse me because I wanted to speak to him. And I told him, I said, "No, Mr. Malden, I know who you are. I'm trying to talk to you." And he said, "Oh, you do?" And he was so shocked. And I don't think he forgot that because I actually did see him again in Atlanta later. And I have a friend that knew him as well. And he said he remembered. So I guess he remembered. But, you know, it was just that. Who else knew what Mr. Michael Malden looked like, knew what JD's father looked like, knew that was JD's father. This entire mall was full of people. Nobody was talking to this man. But I knew, so I spoke to him. So you have to really do your research. So my first tip is to add value. My second tip is do your research. I have people that email me and tweet me and contact me all the time. I think because they see certain celebrities or something tweet me, or they see who follows me or something. I'm not sure. But I get strange stuff and I'm like, this does not pertain to what I'm doing. So why are you asking me? I don't know. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't even know where to send you. But you need to do your research. Do your research. And then you can ask me the right question, and then I can probably get you the answer when you ask me the right question. But when you come with the wrong question, I don't know how to help. So I think that networking is the key to everything. I had Carmen Garner on my show. You can follow him at From That to This. He's also on Periscope. Carmen said that he was very nice in high school to all the teachers and faculty, whatever. And on the last day of school, and Carmen, you have to hear his story. It's amazing. His entire family was incarcerated by the time he was 10 years old. And I'm talking his father, mother, and brother. So Carmen he lived in 17, I think, different homes growing up. So he was basically an orphan. So he's in high school, about to graduate, has no money and no prospects for college. And one of the administrators said to him, "You need to call this person at this school." And so Carmen, being a networker, he called the person. And mind you, he didn't have a 4.0 or anything, but he called the guy. And because he knew how to talk to the guy, and because this other person had referred he had his angle in, and that's the college he went to. And he said he had a pillowcase full of clothes, and that is all he had, and not a dime to his name when he showed up to school. And he stayed there the entire 4 years and never went home, stayed literally on campus. So I'm telling you, it's really important to be nice to people and to know how to talk to people and network. And honestly, if you're one of those people that has trouble with speaking, practice, practice, practice. Another small story, if you see my profile picture, you see it's me and Oprah Winfrey. That was the first time I met Oprah. I had practiced what I was going to say to her with my sister because I knew that I do not have a stuttering problem, and anyone that knows me knows I don't stutter, but I knew that'd be the day it'd come out. So I said it'd be a good idea if I rehearsed what I was going to say to her. So just in case I wasn't, too starstruck, and I was okay. And so because I had done that, I got up and I was able to articulate my point. And then she invited me to sit down on the couch with her, and that's how we got the picture. And then if you go to my YouTube page, you can watch the whole video of my whole segment with Oprah and her talking to me. And there's actually 2 segments on there because I went back another time and spoke to her. But it's all about talking. Hi, Jason. It's all about talking and knowing how to present yourself. My girlfriend Shanti Das wrote a fabulous book, and if I could go get it, I would go get it because I'm not going to move this poor little thing. But it's called 1, 2, 3s of Networking, and I'm not sure if it's on Amazon, but if it is, I'm going to put it in my Amazon store. And you can get to my store on my website, askdrrenee.info. Thank you, Jason, for inviting your followers, and thank you, everyone, for the hearts. But definitely, 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 if you need some tips, it's a small little book. It's about that big, 1, 2, 3s of Networking. I highly recommend it. highly recommend it. So does anyone have any questions for me? Because I don't want to just talk at you. This needs to be interactive, but I wanted to give you those tips. So now you have the tips. So any questions for me? Yes, thank you. See, Tamara's over here taking notes for everyone. So there, I just gave 2 quick tips. Add value, do your research. And if I think about some more that would be beneficial, then I'll give those to you. Oh, the 2 tips were add value when you're trying to network. Make sure you do something to help that person first before you ask them for anything. And actually, that will give you the opportunity that they'll probably just offer to help you. And then do your research to make sure that you're networking with the right person to get done what you're trying to get done. My favorite places and ways to network. Okay, so in recent years, my favorite place to network has been Twitter. I have met and befriended so many people because of Twitter. And I completely